Thank you for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm your State Representative, Norm Johnson. It's an honor to be back representing you at the state capitol. The legislative session began January 10th, and this year it is scheduled for 105 days as we work to write a new budget for the next 2 years. As you know, it's expected to be a very difficult budget as we're looking at a shortfall exceeding $6 billion. That means we're going to have to do some heavy restructuring of state government and create a priorities-based budget that emphasizes what I believe are our top priorities: funding education, public safety, and taking care of our state's most vulnerable citizens. The state's constitution says education is our paramount duty. We need to live up to that and fund education. On the issue of public safety, I will be working once again to strengthen anti-gang legislation. Last year, there were 29 homicides throughout Yakima County. It was the worst year on record, and gangs were involved. Public safety is a core function of government. We need to stop the violence, get the gangs off our streets and behind bars, and work to make our neighborhoods safe once again. On the issue of our most vulnerable citizens, I will be working with the governor and both Republicans and Democrats to prevent the closure of the Yakima Valley School in Selah and Francis Haddon Morgan in Bremerton. The school offers the best of care for its developmentally disabled residents, as well as 275 jobs in our community. I'm very concerned its closure would be traumatic for residents as well as costly. I'm talking not only in terms of dollars, but the emotional price families would pay as they are separated from their loved ones. One of the great lessons I've learned here in Olympia is the importance of reaching across the aisle and working with Republicans and Democrats alike. It seems this year that lesson is paying off. The governor and majority party is now extending their hands to us. While we continue to have differences, I think people are realizing we're all in this together, and we're going to need to work together to solve our budget problems. In her State of the State address, and later in a meeting with House Republicans, the governor was very conciliatory in her remarks. She wants to work with us and find solutions. That's very encouraging, and I'm hoping this spirit of bipartisanship continues through the remainder of this session. This year, I will be working on 4 committees, beginning with a leadership position on the House Health and Human Services Appropriations Committee. The committee considers issues relating to funding of health and human services programs and agencies. It's an honor to also be named to the House Rules Committee. This committee sets the floor calendar and decides which bills will proceed through the House. Also, with my extensive background in education, I've been chosen as a member of the House Early Learning and Human Services Committee. Finally, I will continue my role on the House Transportation Committee. Although restructuring of the state's ferry system is one of the early topics of this committee, I will be working to ensure local projects stay on time and funded. That includes expansion of Interstate 90 over Snoqualmie Pass, which is very important for our farm-to-market transportation. During the weeks ahead, as the legislature makes decisions affecting each of our lives, your input will be very important. Please call, write, or email my office with your comments and suggestions. I would appreciate hearing from you. Thank you again for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm your State Representative, Norm Johnson.